Good evening and welcome to the EATEL Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche. I'll be joined by Mike Moeller in just a minute. We are at Lady Griffin Field at Dutchtown High School for the game that was postponed last week. It was originally supposed to be our Game of the Week last week, but the rain caused all kind of problems with the schedules last week. So we're going to have a doubleheader this week, and we're going to start with the first game, the Monday game, Santa Ma versus Dutchtown in girls softball. We're going to get to see the number one ranked team in the state in action. Santa Ma taking on Dutchtown in just a few minutes. We'll talk about what we expect and some of the starting lineups in just a moment. We'll take a break right now. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Game of the week, and you can see right here, we're just about ready to go to umpires talking it over with the 2 coaches. So Amy Petrie from Santa Ma and Nancy Insminger from Dutchtown, they're talking it over, and we're just about ready to begin out here, Mike. And as I said, we're going to see the number 1 team in the state in 5A, the 19-2 Santa Ma Lady Gators, and they've just had a great season so far. Dutchtown Lady Griffins They're 9-11 on the year. They've struggled here and there. They had a 5-game losing streak earlier in the month, but they came back strong with a win last week, 18-1 against Woodlawn. But two teams going in kind of different directions right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the 19-2 record for the Lady Gators. I mean, that's pretty much, they're the perennial juggernaut, especially down in this area, within the parish here. But the Griffins 9-11. Typically, we see them a little bit better position than that at this time of the season, but there's still some games left to gain some momentum going into the playoffs. And
you see right there, and Amy Petrie, 115, 13-1. That's just an outrageous record overall. And Nancy Insminger, she's been here forever, 15 years, and she's had a great program. And Petrie's in her 5th year. She was the 5A Coach of the Year in 2019, and as we said, Nancy Insminger, she's been to the state championship game with these Lady Griffins, and she's an institution out here. And she's having some problems this year. Still, some things need to be worked out a little bit, but they're still on track to make the postseason, and they're just kind of trying to get things back on track right now.
Yeah, two very solid programs, especially in our area here. But, like you said, there's still some time left, and this is the time that you need to start putting some things together, trying to get a little momentum running into the playoffs.
And Santa Ma, of course, as we said, they're 19-2. They did lose a game over the weekend to West Monroe. We'll talk about some of those things coming up in just a little while. But also the defending state champions, if you go back to 2019, they won the state championship in 2019, did not have a postseason in 2020 because of COVID. So I guess technically they're still the state champions, and they don't rebuild, they reload around here, and they've got some great players.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you're correct. I mean, they haven't been dethroned yet, so technically they still are the state champions. And they're looking to repeat coming in this game at least, and are still ranked number 1.
Right, and that game against West Monroe, they were the number 2 teams in 5A, so it's not like, that's not what you would consider a bad loss, and it was also an extra innings. But that's just some of the things that we are going to look out for today. We're going to take a look at a very powerful lineup right off the bat with Santa Ma. Their leadoff hitter has 10 home runs, and she's also going to be the starting pitcher today. And there you go, Mike, with the starting lineup.
Yeah, so for the Lady Gators today, batting first will be number 21, the pitcher, A.J. Jackson. In the 2-hole, the third baseman, number 20, Alex Franklin. The shortstop, Julia Kramer, wearing number 34, will hit third. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 35, Shelby Whittington. The second baseman, number 3, Mary Beth Zeller, will bat fifth. Catching, number 10, Sophie Smith will bat sixth. The 7-hole will be Carmen Dixon. She'll be in right field, and she's number 9. In the 8-hole, Airlie Bean, the center fielder, and she's number 1. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 27, Lauren Crochet.
And they'll be facing the Dutchtown Lady Griffins. And Dutchtown's pitcher today will be Sydney Dunham. And so we'll get a look at her right off the bat. But she's going to be facing a tough lineup. And that number 1 hitter, Jackson, the pitcher, has 10 home runs already on the season, and 26 home runs on the entire season for Santa Ma. Is Mary Whittington providing us with the stats for this game, and she always does a great job with that, and she's got very detailed stuff, but 10 home runs right off that leadoff spot, so they're going to have to be careful early.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the RBI column there also. She's got 31 rounds batting in, and that's something you don't typically see out of the 1 hole there, so that just seems to tell you that there's 7, 8, 9, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters are getting on base as well.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of holes in their lineup this season, as you might expect from the number 1 team. We want to mention, as we said, this is a makeup game from last week. This was supposed to be our initial game of the week, but we're going to take before we talk about that, let's listen to the introduction of the starting lineups.
Number 8, Emily Theriot. Number 9, Carmen Dixon. Excuse me, she's in the starting lineup. Number 10. Tell you what, they don't have them all scratched out. We're going to go with the starting lineup. Leading off, the pitcher, number 21, Allison Jackson. Playing third base, number 20, Alex Franklin. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 34, Julia Kramer. Batting fourth, First baseman, number 35, Shelby Whittington. Batting fifth. Second base, number 3, Mary Beth Zeller. Batting sixth. Doing the catching, number 10, Sophie Smith. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 9, Carmen Dixon. Batting eighth, center fielder, number 1, Arilee Bean. Batting ninth, playing left field, number 27, Lauren Crochet. Your flex player is number 32, Kaylee Parker. The coaches, head coach Amy Petrie. Assistant coaches, Mark Mayer, Jay Brignac, John Bittenvinger, Darrell Landry. Now for your Dutchtown Lady Griffins, the 9 starters. Number 6, Aubrey Esri. Number 11, Asia Weaver. Number 14, Maddie West. Number 17, Molly Burris. Number 19, Allie Williams. Number 22, Maddie May. Now the starting lineup. Leading off, playing center field, number 3, Caitlin Bessanet. Batting second, playing left field, number 1, Anna Jones. Batting third, playing third base, number 5, Maddie Mitchell. Batting fourth and catching, number 16, Bryn Sanji. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, number 4, Cassidy Hood. Batting sixth, playing right field, number 27, Lucia Russell. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 7, Alexa Womack. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 15, Riley Bennett. Batting ninth, the designated player, number 25, Mallory Melanson. The pitcher today is number 20, Sydney Dunham. Head coach, Nancy Insminger. Assistants, Tab Bourgeois, David Miller, and Jay Badgeron. Would everybody please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Day here at Lady Griffin Park here at Dutchtown High School, Lady Griffin Field, the site for today's game between Santa Ma and Dutchtown, as Dutchtown will take the field and get ready. I want to bring up what I was going to talk about before they introduce the starting lineups. This game is a makeup game. This was originally our game of the week last week, but with all the rain, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, everything was pretty much pushed back to this week. So we decided to keep this game as a game for today, but we will also have our game of the week regularly scheduled tomorrow, which will also be live streaming and also rebroadcast on EATEL. So there will be 2 games on EATEL and live streaming this week. The game tomorrow will be baseball. Catholic High will be taking on EA in district play 5-5A in baseball. But right now we got softball, and we are just about ready to go with the Lady Gators and the Lady Griffins as the pitcher, Dunham, with her warm-up pitches, and she's going to face a tough one to start out this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Dunham if she does, if she starts to fall behind here, especially to this first hitter, A.J. Jackson, as we see the impressive numbers across the board coming in, hitting .493, and I know we said 10 home runs, 30 RBIs, but look for Dunham to go, just to go right at it.
Addison Jackson.
Try to work ahead in the count and see what happens.
Right, and Dutchtown, you're seeing Dunham out here, and Dutchtown, their pitching has been a question all season. They're still trying to find the right combination there at the pitcher position, and that's been one of the reasons why they've kind of been 500 this season. But the first pitch is a strike call, so she gets ahead on the count to the leadoff hitter, A.J. Jackson, 0-1. 0-1 pitch. High and outside. That's a ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, Sydney Dunham coming in just a freshman, so this is going to be quite the experience for her to face, a team as stout as Sandoval.
Right. 1-1 pitch. Same spot as the previous pitch. High and outside. Ball 2. So 2-1. Looks like she's trying to go outside here on this leadoff hitter. 2-1 count. There's a pitch. And there's a strike called, and Jackson has looked at all 4 pitches so far here, and it's 2-2 with nobody out.
Yeah, it looked like Jackson might have thought that one was a little bit up in the zone there. 2-1. Definitely looking for something middle of the plate to drive, and that one was middle of the plate.
And there's a drive to the shortstop, and it's grabbed in the air by the shortstop for the Lady Griffins, Cassidy Hood. So line out to the shortstop, and they get a tough leadoff hitter out, A.J. Jackson. So good job by the pitcher and by the defense. 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, good job by Dunham right there. No, just here it is, hit it. Let me throw some strikes. I'm going to pump fill the strike zone up and see what happens. It looked like Jackson got out a little bit in front of that and tried to hook that ball.
Right.
Got the line drive to shortstop.
And so that's an important first out here in the top of the first. And now the pitch to the number 2 hitter, Alex Franklin, and that's outside, ball 1. And interesting, this is the number 1 team in the state, and their leadoff hitter was a sophomore, and the number 2 hitter here, Franklin, is a freshman. And the 1-0 pitch is outside as well, ball 2. Yeah,
and Alex comes in with even a more impressive batting average at .532, and she's got 5 home runs for herself.
So this team has got a lot of balance between young players and older players, and kind of the younger players setting the table, and Franklin is now ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes, 1 out. We're in the top of the first, no score. 3-0 pitch.
Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, the batter took her base before the umpire even made a call, and they came out to the mound and had a few words for the pitcher, but looks like Franklin is going to take first base, and so that'll set things up for the number 3 hitter, who is Julia Kramer. She's a senior shortstop. So runner on first is Franklin. And there's a ball up high. They look the runner back to first base. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, important for Dunham to get back in the strike zone. She, that's how she got Jackson out, the 1-hole hitter. Throwing strikes, getting the zone.
And so another ball outside. So she's having trouble finding the strike zone right now. And that base was on an illegal pitch. So that's the reason why Franklin was able to get to first on the 3-0 pitch. And so this pitch will be into short right field, and it's going to fall and get past the right fielder, and that's going to allow Franklin to get into second. They may have had a chance at the force at second base because Franklin had to hold up waiting to see if that ball was going to be caught, but she's able to get in safely.
Yeah, kind of a ball in no man's land there. We saw Bennett go back on it just a little bit out over her outreached glove there. Then it took a little funny hop there. Kind of fortunate that Franklin didn't get to take that extra bag and go to third.
So now we have the cleanup hitter, And there's a ball outside to the cleanup hitter, Shelby Whittington. And she is the senior first baseman, and they're going to have a little conference on the mound as pitcher Dunham having trouble finding the strike zone. And Whittington is a tough out as well, hitting over 400 on the season.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going down this list. We got a lot of 400s, 500s, 300s on here. Some pretty good. I mean, they're going to put together good at bats. You know, they're not probably going to be patient. They're not going to chase anything out of the zone. They're going to look for their pitch, kind of zone in. So, you know, if you're Dunham here, you just work on top, get ahead, put them on the defense.
And there's a foul ball out of play on the outside pitch. And so it's 1-1 to Whittington. And all these stats that we're getting, again, courtesy Misty Whittington. And this is her daughter, Shelby, the first baseman. But they a lot of detailed stats for us, and we thank that from Santa Ma here today. The pitch, 1-1, is up high for a ball. So now it's 2-1. Runners on first and second. 1 out here in the top of the first, no score. 2-1 pitch, and that one's fouled back to behind home plate. And so that will even the count at 2-2. You got Franklin at second base, Kramer at first, Whittington to the plate, 1 out.
Yeah, good pitch right there, 2-1 by Dunham. You don't want to stay away from the plate, middle to middle in. It's a good pitch on the outside corner. Got Whittington to try to roll over on that one.
And so that will make the count full. So in danger of loading the bases here with 1 out. On deck hitter is Zeller. And there's a drive to left field, foul. Would have probably gotten a run in, but just pushed a little bit foul, and so the count will remain 3-2. So she's looking for a strike here because you know that Dunham doesn't want to load the bases here with a free pass.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting there by Whittington, too. It was a nice little fastball on the outside half and didn't try to do too much, just poked it where it was pitched and just ended up a couple feet foul.
So now another 3-2 pitch. And there's a hit to second, and they go to second for the first out, and they don't have a play at first, so they get to force at second. And so Kramer's out at second. Franklin goes to third. Whittington reaches on a fielder's choice, 2 outs in the top of the first.
Yeah, good play right there by Bennett. Knew exactly what she was going to do with the ball. I like that a lot. As soon as she got it, nice accurate backhand flip to the shortstop Cassidy Hood there. No play on the double play at first base. So Cassidy just kind of ate it there at second base and make sure that the run didn't score from third.
So good job by Dunham with 2 outs here and a pitch high. Runner at first, not advancing. Looking for possibly Whittington to make a move at second. She does not do that. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. And sets up outside and gets the strike called on that outside corner. 1-1, nice pitch. And she's 1 out away from getting a very powerful Santa Ma lineup out with no runs in this first inning. So this is a very important at-bat right here. And there's a drive to left field, and looks like she's got a play and makes the catch. Nice catch there by the left fielder. And that's Anna Jones with the 3rd out. So no runs on 1 hit, 2 people left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first, and we have no score. Santa Ma did not get on the board. And we'll get to Mike here with the starting lineup for the Dutchtown Lady Griffins.
Yeah, coming up for leading off for the Griffins, the center fielder, number 3, Caitlin Bessonette. Left fielder, Anna Jones, will be number 1, and she'll be batting second. In the 3-hole third baseman, number 5, Maddie Mitchell. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 16, Bryn Sanji. Cassidy Hood, wearing number 4, the shortstop, will be batting 6th. Alicia Russell, number 27, the right fielder, will be batting 7th. Alexa Womack, number 7, will be playing first base. And batting 9th, second baseman, number 15, Riley Bennett. We got designated player Mallory Melanson will be number 25.
Okay, and now we get a look at the Santa Ma pitching right there. AJ Jackson, sophomore pitcher, leadoff hitter. She lined out to short to start this game, but she's a really strong pitcher, and she's going to be a tough one to face for Dutchtown.
Yeah, she will. She's the whole package. This is the first time we get to see her actually live, but on paper that we see here, she's got to be everything that she's made out to be. She should be the real deal.
So she's 19-2 on the season. She's their primary pitcher. She's only given up 36 earned runs and 124 innings pitched.
Yeah, coming in with a 2.03 ERA, 124 innings pitched. That's like a couple seasons for some of the baseball pitchers, but these ladies can just sling that thing every day. She comes in 19-2, and the strikeouts to walk 179 to 61. You want to typically, if you're 2-to-1 ratio, that's pretty good, and she's way above that.
And so now you see the leadoff hitter, Kaylin Bessonette, center fielder for Dutchtown. 1-0 count. And that's fouled away behind home plate. So count even at 1-1. You see the corners playing very, very close, expecting possibly Bessonette to lay one down right here. 1-1. And there's a shot to shortstop, grabbed and thrown to first for the out. So nice play by the shortstop Kramer going to Whittington for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play right there. Quick feet by Julia to her left. The ball was hit pretty well. A couple steps to the left. Make sure she's got a good grasp on it. Set her feet and made a good strong throw to first base.
Yeah, good play all around by Santa Monica on defense. Well hit ball, but 1 out. Anna Jones now comes to the plate, left fielder. Pitch coming from Jackson. And there's a shot to left, and it is dropped by the left fielder. Had a play on it, but getting near the fence and kind of had to look at the fence and make sure that don't run into that. So Crochet was not able to come up with it, and so 0 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, she got a good jump on that ball to Crochet. She kind of ran out of room over there next to the fence.
So that shortstop who made the play previously, Kramer, she's a signee with Nichols State, so she's going to be playing college ball very soon as the ball goes high. And so now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, no score. Santa Monica versus Dutchtown. (1-1). And that's strike called on that low outside corner. Nice pitch. That's hard to get to right there. Perfect placing.
That's the little pitcher's best friend right there. You get control of that outside corner, maybe a little bit further off. Pound that zone all day long.
And a 1-2 pitch and another shot to left field, and this time the left fielder Crochet is able to get to it in foul territory, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. So first 2 hitters for Dutchtown able to make contact, but not able to get on base as Bessonette grounds to short and flies to left. Now Mitchell comes up. Maddie Mitchell, third baseman for the Lady Griffins. And there's a strike called on an outside corner. That catcher there, Sophie Smith, she was able to kind of frame that perfectly and get the strike.
Yeah, she brought that one back for her. But, I mean, Jackson's pounding the zone, so if you're around the zone, you're going to get borderline pitches like that.
And that's fouled back, and I think it's out of play. It is, and so it'll fall harmlessly, and 0-2. But, yeah, that's a good job by the catcher, Smith, because that was a little bit outside, and she turned her wrist, brought it back in a little bit, and got the strike called.
Yeah.
If the catcher can do that, that's always very helpful to that pitcher.
Yep. We've seen Maddie Mitchell here for the last 4 years. I'm pretty sure she's been starting since she's a freshman.
And there's a pitch outside and just a little bit too much, and so doesn't get that one in. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Santa Monica looking for a 1-2-3 first inning. And a swing and a miss at an outside pitch. And so that's strike 3, first strikeout of the game for Jackson. And so that'll do it. No runs, no hits, No errors, nobody left on. It's no score after one. Santa Ma versus Dutchtown. We'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
The athletics running staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Raising Cane's in Prairieville, the official chicken of the Dutchtown Griffins. Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Ross Downing GMC, for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program.
And so, no score after the first inning. Jeff Porsche with Mike Moeller. EATEL Game of the Week. Game of the Week number 1 this week. We'll be live tomorrow at East Ascension for baseball, Catholic versus East Ascension. But right now, Santa Ma and Dutchtown. And nice first inning for both pitchers as Jackson got Dutchtown 1-2-3. Dunham got in a little bit of trouble, but she was able to get out of it against a very powerful Santa Ma lineup, and so she goes to the second with no score.
Yeah, it's a great job. Put up a goose egg in the first inning. That's always nice to see, and you just want to, stay with what you came here with. Go, with your plan. You're facing a really tough offense, but if you can stay away from it, I know we talk about it a lot. Stay away from the crooked numbers.
Right.
Get the outs when you can when they're given to you, and stay away from those big 4 or 5 inning run innings.
And that's got to build some confidence, giving up no runs in the top of the first against a team that is very strong and powerful like Santa Ma. And that's got to build your confidence a little bit going into some of these future innings that maybe you can hang these with these guys and do something. First pitch at the top of the second, ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike called right down the middle. So 1 ball and 1 strike, the count. There you see a look at the number 6 hitter, Sophie Smith, catcher for the Gators. And she grounds it to third. It's picked up and thrown to first for the out. And so nice play by Maddie Mitchell getting it over to first base, Womack. So that's 1 out here on a weekly hit ball for the leadoff hitter, Smith.
Yeah, great play. That ball, it was slow. Some of the times you see these these balls that are hit slow get beat out, really quick because this game is so fast. But Maddie made a nice place at her feet. Confident throw over to first base.
And so first pitch, strike called to the right fielder, Carmen Dixon. So get in that strike zone. She was having trouble in the first inning with the strike zone for a little while, but she's back on track right here as you see a ball a little bit low. And so the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, calm down, Dunham. Calm down. Look a little bit. Got right back in the strike zone. Get that first out of the inning. Always big.
A little bit unusual. They have a strong lineup. As a line to short and grabbed by Cassidy Hood for the second out in the top of the second. One of the things I was going to say was kind of unusual. Dixon's a 262 hitter, not like the other hitters, but she had a well-hit ball, but right to Cassidy Hood.
Yeah, she's probably hit a ton of balls just like that. She barreled that ball right there. Sometimes you got to hit them where they ain't.
But she got them right where she was. And so with 2 outs, see Arely Bean and a strike called. So she's finding that strike zone now. Dunham looks a little bit more focused and composed than she was here in the top of the first. And she has a chance of getting a 1-2-3 inning if she can get Bean out right here. 0-1 pitch, strike called. So she's 1 strike away. So nice performance here in the first couple of innings so far by Dunham. She seems to be building a little bit of confidence right here. 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, and she strikes out. And so Dunham strikes out Bean, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 second inning for Dutchtown as they get Santa Ma, as Smith, Dixon, and Bean are out. And so we go to the bottom of the second. Our score, no score between Santa Ma and Dutchtown. And between innings here, we're going to talk about Santa Ma a little bit. Got some photos that we want to share with you of some of their players. And you see right there the senior photo, Shelby Whittington, Julia Kramer, Coach Petrie. Then you have Sophie Smith and Kaylee Parker. So that's your seniors for Santamar, and they've been a very successful bunch of players. And a couple of other shots that you got. There you see a shot of the team photo in front of the bus. They played in the Tioga tournament last Saturday up near Alexandria, and this is their team photo. And they had a pretty good weekend over the weekend, but now we're ready for the district play in 5-5A, and they're ready to start the bottom of the second inning here. So we're going to see the 4-5-6 batters. So that'll be Bryn Sanji, Cassidy Hood, and Licia Russell. So Sanji, she's the catcher for the Lady Griffins. And there's a drive to right, and it is caught by the right fielder. Well hit, but caught in right field by Dixon. So that's one out here on one pitch in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Sanji being aggressive right there. Sees that Jackson pounded the strike zone, in that first inning. Knows she's probably going to try to get ahead of her. Gets a barrel on the ball, but Carmen Dixon got a good jump on that right off the bat. Quick step to her left, a couple more, and she makes the grab for the first out.
And so one pitch and one out, and now here comes Cassidy Hood, the shortstop, and there's a bouncer foul. Grabbed very quickly by Franklin, but it goes foul. Cassidy Hood's made a couple of plays in the field, a couple of line drives hit straight to her. She was able to grab both of them to make a couple of outs, and now we're going to see what she can do at the plate. 0-1. And there's a ball down low.
No, he called it a strike.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
That's that area. He likes that side of the plate.
Thought that pitch from our vantage point, hard to tell sometimes. He's kind of in that corner and it's hard to see, but they call it a strike, and so there's a foul ball, so the count will remain 0-2. A little bit premature. He has a kind of a late strike call, and so sometimes you're not sure if they're balls or strikes.
Yeah.
So I apologize for the mistake. Count 0-2, one out in the bottom of the second.
It's going to make it tough for the Griffin hitters if Jackson can just keep peppering that corner, that inside to the righties, outside to the lefties. If she's getting a couple inches out there.
And there's a line drive into center field, and so talk about hitting them where they ain't. That's what they got right here. And there's your first base runner of the day for the Lady Griffins, Cassidy Hood. Not hard hit, but just right over the second base bag where nobody is, and she's able to get on first, and now first base runner of the night for the Lady Griffins.
Yeah, great two-strike approach right there. Don't try to do too much. Maybe choke up a little bit, hit the ball where it's pitched. Got jammed a little bit, but it got it right through the middle.
And a swing and a miss by the number 6 hitter, Licia Russell. So the first hit of the game, both teams have one hit here in the bottom of the second inning. Hood at first, Russell at the plate. She's the right fielder for the Lady Griffins. And let's see, they're going to call that a strike. Check swing, but she went around, and so it's 0-2.
Good pitch right there by Jackson.
Yeah, couldn't do
that
much.
Ball, that ball started in, and it just kind of kept tracking in on Russell. Tough pitch to hit, couldn't lay off.
So now here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, and the runner's going, and it goes past the second base bag as there was contact right as the ball reached second base, as the runner Hood slid into the ball and the tag, and the ball got kind of jarred loose. So she's able to steal the base.
You got to make sure Kramer's okay there at shortstop. It's one of those ones that kind of get that little hyperextension on that elbow when the runner slides into you like that.
And a strike called on that low inside corner, so that's a strikeout to Licia Russell. And you were talking about earlier, and I want to mention it, you can see the shortstop. You're talking about wondering about her, Julia Kramer. She's kind of rubbing that arm, and she had to remove her glove for a second. So that's something we'll kind of keep track of as the day goes on. And a swing and a miss to the first baseman, Alexa Womack in a possible RBI situation right here with a runner on second and 2 outs.
Yeah, 2-out hits are bonuses. You know, that's something each team is always going to look for. Got a duck on the pond, you want to try to pick it up here.
And there's that strike called, and it's 0-2. And so now, all of a sudden, Sanoma with an opportunity to get the 3rd out and get out of a minor jam right here. And there's a pitch inside. Didn't get it this time. I was waiting. You have to wait on that delayed call by the umpire. And he likes that inside corner right there, and so you're not quite sure if he was going to call it or not, but he did not. 1-2.
Yeah, a little high and tight there to Womack.
And a swing and a miss on the high outside pitch. And so another strikeout for A.J. Jackson, and that's going to finish the 2nd inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. No score going to the top of the 3rd. We will take a break. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
So we go to the top of the 3rd, and both sides, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. So Sanoma and Dutchtown 0-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd, and Dunham gets her warm-up pitches in, and we're going to see 9-1-2 Crochet, Jackson, and Franklin for Sanoma. And this is you talk about some big transitional times. This is the 2nd time around, or about to be the 2nd time around for that top of the Sanoma lineup. And so you got this 9-hitter Crochet coming up, and she's a 344 hitter, but you got to get this one out right here, because if you don't, then you set up the table.
Yeah. And a lot of times you kind of got to look at the 9-hole hitter as a leadoff hitter as well, because they can get on, they can usually run pretty well and set the table for 1, 2, and 3, because we see A.J. Jackson 31 RBIs, Franklin with 21, and Kramer with 25. So obviously there's some people getting on base before they get up there.
So Crochet squares around the bunt, pulls it back, then squares around again, but it's a ball high. And there she tries to show bunt and then swing away, and it goes foul, so the count stays at 1-1. Looked like she was going to bunt on the first pitch. Then the second pitch she swung away, and so that keeps you guessing right there. 1-1.
Yeah, looking for a little slap.
And she does try to slap it over that 3rd baseman's head right there. Try to get it over Maddie Mitchell's head, but unsuccessful. Now it's 1-2. So the threat of the bunt taken away now with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I would think she would still probably try to slap right here. Careful here if you're Dunham. Don't want to get that ball elevated too high, then she can poke something over the infielder's head.
And there's a bouncer to 3rd, and it is foul. And Mitchell kind of diving for that, probably would not have had a play as she was having trouble getting back up. But fortunately for Dutchtown, that's a foul ball. As you see, good replay right there, and foul by a couple of feet. 1-2 pitch, top of the 3rd. And that's way outside. Tried to get her to chase one, but she did not. 2-2. So good job by Crochet not chasing the outside pitch.
And good job by Dunham right there. Let me see how far outside she's willing to go to try to hit that pitch.
The timeout called by Crochet. So Crochet, very pivotal batter right here. If she can reach base, that could set up things for Sanoma. And there's a grounder to short, and quick throw for the out, and a good job right there by Cassidy Hood going to Womack for the first out.
Yeah, that's bang bang right there, because Crochet can fly down the line. She's already 2 steps towards first base as she makes contact. Great pickup by Cassidy Hood. Quick release to get the first out.
And so that kind of puts a little bit of pressure off of you, but here's 10 home runs coming at the plate right here with one out in the top of the third. And there's a pitch up high to the pitcher, A.J. Jackson. So pitcher facing pitcher right here.
Yeah, and I think we'll see this matchup again for the next couple of years. You know, we mentioned Sidney Dunham, just a freshman, and A.J. Jackson, a sophomore. So we say they see them lock horns a couple more times in the next few years.
And so the 1-0 pitch high and outside, so 2-0 to the leadoff hitter. And like you said, freshman versus sophomore right here. She lined out to Hood for the first out in the top of the first. And there's a line drive to third, and she's out again. So they get the dangerous A.J. Jackson out twice on line drives. The first one went to Hood. This one goes to Maddie Mitchell. So 2 outs in the top of the third.
Yeah, good job both way, all the way around right there. Good job by Dunham. Let me just, challenge her here. Let me throw a strike, see what happens. And Jackson barrels the ball. Just hits a right line drive right at Mitchell.
And so 2 outs, and Alex Franklin, the freshman, who reached base on a walk after an illegal pitch, and there's a strike called on that outside corner. So no official at bat yet for Franklin. She was the first base runner to reach today. There's a ball down low.
Yeah,
Want to wait, make sure. Want to wait and make sure. I don't like to call them. It's hard to see up here because you're blocked by the catcher and the umpire's almost right in my line of sight. So I can't judge it. I'm not supposed to. That's not my job anyway. 1-1, and there's ball high and outside. 2-1. Some of them you can kind of guess.
Yeah, some of the elevations we can see. If we see some dirt kick up, we know that one's supposed to be low. And then some of the ones a little taller out of the zones we can pick up as well.
So Sanji setting up outside, shot to short, and she's not going to be able to get that in time. But that's a good play by Hood, but she's just kind of had to contort herself to get that ball and then was in a bad position to get up and throw it to first.
Yeah, great pickup right there. Just got the feet tangled up just a little bit. And, I mean, it would have been perfect, pop up right away to try to get the Speedy Franklin out there at first base.
And so that kind of sets up some possibilities with 6 stolen bases on the season so far. As the number 3 hitter, Kramer, comes up. She got a hit in the first inning. Sanji going back to first, looking to go back to first, doesn't throw it. So they know that they got a dangerous runner here at first who could get to second in a hurry and set the table. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike called. So 1-1. This could possibly be the pitch where they try to send Franklin with 1-1 here. Let's see what they do. She stays, and there's a pitch on that outside corner called a ball, so it's just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So they're keeping Franklin at first right now. And there's a line drive to the pitcher. She gets a glove on it, but that's it, and everybody's going to reach on a base hit. So nearly made a nice play, but I guess that's why you wear that mask at the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, this ball was right back at her. I mean, ball right down the middle, hit it right back where it was pitched. Looked like Dunham got the glove on it, knocked it down, didn't quite pick it up right away. Nonetheless, keeps Kramer there to a single.
So Sandoval with a couple of hits here in the top of the third. Hadn't gotten anything out of the infield in this inning, but two base hits on a couple of well-hit balls. And now pitch called for a ball to Shelby Whittington, first baseman. Sandoval looking for their first runs of the game here. Still 0-0 here in the top of the third. And Dutchtown 1 out away from getting out of another inning. Sets up outside, but that pitch way outside. 2-0 is the count. And Sanji will
That's a good job. I think that's a good job by Sanji right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that line drive as a former pitcher, I wore my fair share of the balls coming back up the middle. And you can tend to get a little gun shy, on the next couple of pitches. I want to stay away from the middle of that zone, right? You don't want that shot back up the middle again. So great job by Sanji right there. Go out there and settle Dunham down.
Yeah, good point for sure. And there's a shot to right field. Got a play. And it is caught in left field by Anna Jones. And so that's a third out after 2 hits. Santa Maria not able to score a run, and so we're now through 2.5 innings, still no score between Santa Maria and Dutchtown. And so as we head to the middle of the third, we'll keep it here, and we took a look at Santa Maria, some of their players and their seniors in the second. Now let's take a look at the Dutchtown Griffins senior players, and as you see right there, you have Maddie Mitchell, the third baseman, and then Anna Jones in the center. She made the third out in left field in that third inning, and then you have Cassidy Hood, and of course she's made a nice plays at shortstop. So that's three good senior leaders and three of the best players out there on the field.
Yeah, three players that are going to be missed next year. You know, like I said earlier, I know Maddie Mitchell's been starting for 4 years, and then there you get a good look at the entire Lady Griffins, a picture of them there. But yeah, three. You always lose leadership whenever you lose some seniors, especially ones that have been starting for 3-4 years or what have you. But they're going to be missed.
Yeah, both of these teams have a good mix, as they don't have a lot of seniors, 3 and 4, respectively on both teams. But you also both teams have a lot of freshmen and sophomores. You see that a lot in softball. There's always both these teams. They got a good group of players to select from in this area. And so there's always good talent coming in.
Yeah, you're not going to see a complete line change. It'll be more of a changing of the guards, here and there.
Right. And so now we're going to see Riley Bennett coming up, the second baseman, number 8 hitter. And there's a foul ball down the first baseline, out of play. And so Jackson gave up a hit in the second inning, got all the way to second base, but could not score a run. And so now we have a 0-1 count to Riley Bennett. So it's 8, 9, and 1. It'll be Bennett, Melanson, and Bessonette. 0-1. And there's a pitch high and outside. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the third. No score between Santa Maria and Dutchtown. Good shot there of Bennett. And there's a bunt, and it's grabbed in the air, so she is out, as was able to get it in the air, did not need to throw to first. And so line out to the pitcher for the first out. As you see right there, got it before it hit the dirt, and so 1 out.
Good job by Jackson there. I mean, sometimes it was close. Sometimes you don't know if the umpire is going to call the ball that hit the ground or call it a catch. So you're taught to complete the play. So
yes,
if you don't hear anything immediately, just turn and make the play like you're supposed to.
And so 1 out here in the third, and a shot to short, and a quick throw, and she stays on the bag, a little bit off target, but Melanson is out as the ground ball from short, Kramer over to first, Whittington for the second out. Good job by Whittington staying on the bag.
Yeah, great job. We saw Kramer catch up, but she's got a cannon. She came up and threw that ball just a little wide. Great job by Whittington with the stretch and the pickup there at first.
And so now we're at the top of the lineup. So this is Caitlin Bessonette. And there's a ball low and outside. And so 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs in the third. And a swing and a miss. So that's 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter. Only 1 hit in the first go-round for the Dutchtown lineup. This is the first batter, second time around, facing Jackson. And there's a foul out of play. So now Santa Maria 1 pitch away from getting out of the third inning.
A tough pitch to handle right there for Bessonette. Jackson goes a little bit up out of the zone. It's just really tough to catch up to that ball.
And there's a pitch. And that's a little bit outside. And so 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the third, no score, Santa Maria and Dutchtown. 2-2, and there's a fly ball to center. And the center fielder is going to grab it. That's Bean for the third out. And so no runs, no hits, Nobody left on base for the Lady Griffins, and so we're going to the fourth and still no score. Dutchtown, Santa Ma. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
And so we head to the fourth inning. Santa Ma with 3 hits but no runs. Dutchtown, no runs on 1 hit. And so we're headed to the fourth. And why don't you let us know, Mike, all the players and the defensive setup before we start out here?
Yeah, we've covered the lineups for the offensive lineups for each team. But here on Dutchtown's defensively from left to right in the outfield, we have Anna Jones, Caitlin Bassett, and Lucia Russell. On the infield, Maddie Mitchell at third base, Cassidy Hood the shortstop, Riley Bennett at second, and Alexa Womack on first base. Doing the catching, Bryn Sanji, and in the circle today, Sydney Dunham.
And Dunham with 3 scoreless innings against a very powerful Santa Ma lineup. And Dutchtown has got to be very happy, over the moon over this performance so far. And now we're going to see the Gators with Zeller, Smith, and Dixon as the first pitch is a strike called. And so 0-1 to the catcher for Santa Ma, Sophie Smith. And there's a fly ball to short, and that's going to be grabbed for the first out. Cassidy Hood's probably the busiest player out here. She's had a couple of assists. She's caught a couple of fly balls. So 1 out here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, correction there. That was Mary Beth Zeller that just popped up.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, excuse me, Zeller. That was my fault. Yeah, Zeller, the freshman, second baseman, number 3. Now Sophie Smith comes up, the catcher.
Yeah.
That's
and again, another freshman. We talk about the mix. You got three seniors exiting. You got a couple sophomores and freshmen on the upcoming for the Gators, Lady Gators as well.
Yes, and so 1 ball, no strikes to Smith. Carmen Dixon, number 9, on deck for the Lady Gators. 1 out. And that one is a ball, a little bit low and outside. And so 2 balls and no strikes here in the top of the fourth. Two-0 pitch, strike called. And so 2-1. So Dunham, as a freshman, you don't want to. It's tough for a freshman pitcher to face a lineup like this, but she's done a great job so far. And the 2-1 pitch is a strike called on the outside corner, and so it's 2-2. But a freshman going through this lineup and keeping them scoreless through 3 1/3. That's just awesome.
And I'm going to tell you what impresses me the most is, other than that Franklin illegal pitch on 3-0, she has 0 walks.
Mm-hmm.
So she's firing, throwing strikes, and she picks up another strikeout there.
And another strikeout, like you said, to Sophie Smith. And a nice fastball in the inside corner and backwards K, strikeout called. And so 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. And Carmen Dixon up to the plate. And first pitch is a ball, low and inside. 3 2/3, and as you said, she had a little bit. She had a little stretch where she was throwing a lot of balls out during that illegal pitch about that time. But after that, she's just been all over the strike zone. And there's another strike, 1-1.
Yep, settle down. I don't want to say nice and comfortable, but really focused right here. Got the jitters out of the way.
And so the 1-1 pitch doesn't get it. It's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. If Dixon can reach, still have the 8 and 9 hitters coming up. That would be Bean and Crochet. And there's a strike called. No doubt about that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 1 strike away from getting another scoreless inning. And there's a ground ball, and it goes to short, and a fast throw, and it's dropped, and it's dropped. Oh, you hate to see that. That's got to be an error right there. And so just Hood made the play, and I think they were going to get the out as they beat the runner to the bag, but Womack drops it. So that's a error, and so Dixon reaches.
Tough play right there, yeah. That was a great play by Hood at shortstop right there. You know, you see the ball drop there by Womack at first, but, you know, if you're Dunham, hey, shake that off.
Right.
Got to get right back in there.
And you were that close to getting them out of another inning scoreless. Yep. Still got a chance right here with 2 outs. They're still in a good position with the 8 and 9 hitters coming up.
Yeah, get yourself another ground ball here. And if you're the Lady Gators here, hey, that might open the door.
Yeah, I mean you can't give this team a lot of second chances, and that's the first second chance they've really gotten here. And with Bean up to the plate, it's 2-0. She's got to get a strike right here, and she does. So 2 balls and 1 strike. She's recovered from some tough situations. She's had runners in scoring position, but has not given up those runs.
She has, and she's fallen behind 2-0, 2-1 on a few hitters, but came right back in, even the count real quick.
There's a grounder to short. She'll have to hurry again, and that time they get it. So Hood over to Womack, and Womack holds on for the 3rd out. And so no runs, no hits on 1 error, and so 1 runner left on base for the Lady Gators, but no score as we're between innings here. And so what we'll do here in the 4th, let's look at the power rankings here in the state of Louisiana. And as you can see, Santamah and West Monroe 1 and 2. West Monroe beat Santamah, but Santamah still on top in the power rankings right now. And you see the usual teams: Barb, Walker, Sam Houston. Dutchtown at 19 right now. Of course, they had that long losing streak that was snapped with the win over Woodlawn, but they 19 giving matching number 1 blow for blow so far.
Yeah, both impressive on both sides right now. You're seeing both pitchers just actually, you know, absolutely pound the zone, get out of jams, you know, work back if they get behind in the count. But I'm looking at these rankings right here, and it's eerily similar on the baseball side. We know we've seen Barb up there, and Sam Houston up there, and West Monroe up there, and Santamah up there, and Dutchtown up there. But you know, that just speaks volumes for the for our inter-parish schools here, and the quality of teams that they put out there every year.
And so, one other thing about Santamah, they're nationally ranked as well. They're the number 10 team in the nation in the latest national ranking. So they're very well respected around the nation as well. And so there's a little slap to the 3rd baseman and a quick throw from Franklin over to the 1st baseman Whittington, and 1st out very quickly, as that was Anna Jones, the left fielder, and so she doesn't reach on her next at bat. And so now we'll see 3rd baseman Maddie Mitchell with 1 out here in the 2nd.
Yeah, quick hands by Alex Franklin right there at 3rd base. No time wasted. Get rid of it quick.
Just a freshman too.
Yeah,
she looks like she's going to be a force for several years here at Santamah, and you get that a lot. 3rd baseman and pitcher, freshman, sophomore.
We look at Maddie Mitchell here. I gotta mention her dad was a Santamah Gator in his own right, and a very, very good one at that, as he won 3 state championships.
Wow.
I think it was 93, 94, and 95. Primarily used as a closer, but got a lot of pitching, was an integral part of those 3 consecutive championships.
And Mitchell now with the daughter 1-1 here with 1 out in the 4th. Swing and a miss on an outside pitch.
Obviously the bloodline runs true, you know.
Yeah, and you see that a lot too because of the way that, you know, Dutchtown emerging in the 2000s, but a lot of the districting and everything, a lot of former Gators are now Griffins just because of the way things are zoned up now.
Yep, I think we might be seeing another change here in a couple of years with the new high school coming up too. So some people may get shifted around again.
Exactly, with the Prairieville High School, and you know they may pull from Santamah and Dutchtown, so it's kind of interesting when that happens. 1-2 pitch, and there's a line drive, base hit, right past the pitcher. She reached out for it, but Jackson could not get a glove on it, And so Maddie Mitchell reaches on the second hit of the day for the Lady Griffins.
Good at bat right there by Mitchell. Fought off a couple tough pitches and got a pitch kind of up in the zone a little bit. Barreled it and hit a rocket back up the middle.
And so now this is a good spot for your cleanup hitter. So you got 4 and 5 coming up, Sanji and Hood, and these are the kind of players you want with runners on base, and see if they can move these runners around the bases. So Sanji's up, and she takes a strike on the first pitch. Looking over at Mitchell at first, but she's not going anywhere. Been a very impressive game here so far. Very, very competitive. And there's a base hit to left field, and back-to-back base hits for the Lady Griffins. And so runners on first and second, nobody out. Excuse me, one out. That's my bad. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. And so now Cassidy Hood, the number 5 hitter, the shortstop, with a runner in scoring position. And so we have a runner coming in. Aubrey Essery is going to run for Bryn Sanji at first base. So Sanji does her job at catcher with the base hit, and then they get a speedy runner out there on first.
Yeah, if you're the Lady Griffins here, Cassidy Hood's who you want at the plate right here. She got the first hit first time through the lineup. Good hitter to be up there to maybe pick this runner up from second base. And if you're the Santa Maria Lady Gators, you want to see Jackson fight through this, pick up a couple outs without, letting that run score.
First pitch is a ball. Trying to go low and inside. Tough pitch to hit. Didn't get it, though. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, no score. Bottom of the fourth. And a foul ball up in our area. And so count evens, 1-1.
Yeah, Jackson's really trying to tie Hood up here. Every ball she's throwing is riding inside. Doesn't want to let her get those hands extended. Something out over the plate that she can drive.
So now the 1-1 pitch. And she doesn't go around, and it's not a strike. So a ball outside. So good vision there. Good job taking the outside pitch. Looked like she was reaching for it there for a second.
Yeah, I don't think the umpire is quite as lenient on the outside part of the plate as he's been on the inside.
And that's foul, and thank God for the for the net right there, because that was coming right at us. So now the count evens 2-2 with 1 out here in the fourth inning. And so fouled away again, and count remains 2-2. So she's fighting off some good pitches, trying to find one that she likes and that she can do something with right here. Been a good at bat so far.
Yeah, Hood put a good aggressive swing on that ball right there. Maybe it'd have been a little bit high. Just got under it just a hair.
And that's inside. Ooh. And so count is full, 3-2. So this could be a very important pitch here for Santa Maria, as they don't want to load the bases right here, and they don't want to give her something that she can do some damage with as well.
Yeah, tough take right there. We've seen that pitch called a strike today.
3-2, and there's another base hit to left field, and that's going to load the bases as they're not bringing the runners home. And so bases full of Griffins. And so that moves Mitchell to third, Essery to second, and 3 straight base hits. Cassidy Hood with the single to left. Bases loaded.
What a good battle right there. I mean, Hood fought off some really good pitches, and Jackson just came back firing. Finally, Hood wins the battle on a nice sharply hit ball through the 5-hole there.
And so with the bases full, we're going to see Licia Russell, and if she can get something on the ground, maybe beat it out, they can get a run right here, or a fly ball, possible sacrifice. Lots of opportunities here for the Griffins, and if you want to use the March Madness terminology, the 19 seed going head-to-head with the 1 seed right now. You see a lot of those in the tournament upsets so far, but this has been a pretty surprising outcome so far. There's no score here in the 4th inning.
Right, and we mentioned before, I mean, the Lady Gators had the number 2 team this weekend in West Monroe, and they also played the number 1 team in 4A in North DeSoto.
Oh, and there's a fly ball, and it's going to be caught, and so on the infield anyway. So that's the one scenario that you really didn't want right there. But on the first pitch, Alicia Russell flies out to second. So if you want to continue that point.
Yeah, and I was just going to say maybe that takes a lot out of you when you battling some super tough teams here. I'm not taking away from anything from these 2 teams here, but that's a tough weekend to go up there.
Yeah. Strike called right down the middle, and you wondered. I mean, it's Monday. You played a tough weekend schedule, and so you don't know how that's going to affect you. But so far, it's still no score. Taking on a team that has been struggling a little bit. Got it back on track last week, but then Dutchtown hadn't played for about a week because of the rain and all the cancellations. So it's a little bit different for them. 1-1. So now there's a ball low and inside. 2-1. Walk will score a run as well. As you see, Alexa Womack, the first baseman, up to the plate with 2 outs. Womack just a sophomore, so again, you got seniors or sophomores and freshmen, seems like both teams. And there's a ball up high. They're 1 ball away from taking the lead.
Yeah, good take right there by Womack. She got her with that pitch last time through with the strikeout. She swung at the pitch up out of the zone. She figured she'd try it again there, but Womack made her decision. She wasn't going to bite on that one.
And there's a ball, and Dutchtown takes the lead. 1-0. They score the first run of the game. And so the seniors set the table with the base hits, the seniors and the juniors. As you see, Maddie Mitchell crossing home plate. And then the sophomore with the good eye takes the base on balls, gets the RBI, and scores a run. And it's 1-0 Dutchtown.
Second baseman, number 15, Riley Bennett.
So now we're going to see Riley Bennett come up, second baseman for the Lady Griffins.
Yeah, again, they're great at bat by Womack. It's so easy with the bases loaded to try to expand your zone and try to do too much. And she stayed within herself. And
a swing and a miss, and it gets away, but the runner not advancing. That's Aubrey Essery. She's a designated runner for Brent Sanji. She's not going home, and so probably a wise decision there. But it is a strike called. 0-1, and she takes that one. Had an eye on that for a second. Looked like she was going to chase it, but
yeah, she did. And I like what Jackson's doing in the circle also. I mean, get her to swing at that first pitch. Hey, let's try it again.
1-1, the count. And there's that pitch on the inside corner, not getting it right there. The umpire didn't call it right there, and so count goes to 2-1. 1-0 is our score. Dutchtown, a walk would score another run right here. And out will get Santa Maria out of the inning. And there's a ball high, and it's 3-1 again. So Bennett with an opportunity here. This is the 7 and 8 hitters that are getting on base right here. Number 7 was Womack as she walked earlier. Now the number 8 hitter.
Bennett, second time around. Got a couple looks at some pitches at first at bat.
And there's a swing and a miss.
Maybe feeling a little more comfortable.
Had to chase that one right there as it was close. And so the count is full.
And again, Jackson, that's pretty gutsy right there. Doesn't just give in and throw something down the middle. Made a nice, effective, quality pitch on the inside half there.
And there's a swing and a foul ball. That one was a little bit inside. Possibly could have been ball 4, but again, you want to protect that plate and make sure that you don't get called out on strikes right here. So the count remains full, the bases remain full, and Santa trying to get out of this inning with 1 run scored, and they do. As Bennett strikes out, great pitch there by A.J. Jackson. So she only gives up 1 run. They did get 3 hits. No errors, bases loaded, so 3 players left on base. So Santa Maria trails Dutchtown 1-0 as we go into the 5th. You're watching the EATEL game of the week.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
So we go to the 5th, and Dutchtown with the 1-0 lead. A bit of a surprise here at Lady Griffin Field as the 9-11 19th seeded in the power ranking Dutchtown with a 1-0 lead over the top ranked and nationally ranked Santa Maria Lady Gators. 1-0 as we go into the 5th.
Yeah, it's been a crisp. I mean, it's 1-0 for me. I love pitchers duels. You know,
I know you
would.
would.
Yeah, I love the pitchers duels. This is way more exciting to me than the home runs and a bunch of crooked numbers. So I love the fact that these ladies are just pumping strikes and going right after each other.
And so we have a substitution here. Looks like number 26, Samantha Landish, up to the plate for Santa Maria. And there's a ground ball to short, and it's grabbed again. They're just hitting it straight at her as another assist there by Cassidy Hood over to Womack for the first out.
Yep. Quick pitch, fill up the strike zone, get 1 pitch outs. Keeps you in the game.
So Landash, 1 pitch, first at-bat of the game, and she's out. She replaced Lauren Crochet in the lineup right there. And so A.J. Jackson now coming up to bat with 1 out. And a fly ball to deep center, stays in play, and it's a second out. So a long fly ball out to Caitlin Bessonette for the second out. And so 2 pitches. I mean, are we going to see a 3-pitch 1-2-3 inning here for Dutchtown? We will see. Alex Franklin, though, freshman third baseman, number 2 hitter in the lineup. 2 outs in the 5th, 1-0. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller with you out here. And first pitch is outside for ball. So 20 facing 20 right here. So got a little 20-20 vision. I'm sorry, I'll see myself out. 1-0 pitch. High, ball 2. Two outs here in the top of the 5th. Dutchtown leading 1-0. And there's a line drive base hit. Nice hit there by Franklin. Dunham had to just get out the way of that one. Just reflexes just not quick enough for anybody on that pitch.
Yeah, that ball was barreled up really quick, and see Franklin there pick up her second hit after, she's 2 for 2 today. She's seeing the ball really well. 3rd time on base as she walked on that illegal pitch, her first at bat.
And now the senior, one of the leaders on this Santa Maria team, Kramer, and she grounds it to short and the throw to second for the out.
Wow.
And so we got Hood going over to Bennett for the 3rd out here in the 5th inning, and still Dutchtown shutting him out with the freshman pitcher. So no runs on 1 hit and no errors and 1 player left on base. So it's 1-0 Dutchtown as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to talk about Santa Maria here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And let's talk about what they've done in recent years, which is a whole heck of a lot. As you see, how many losses is that? 17 losses in 5 years. And I mean, you can't do much better than that. They've won one state championship. They did lose to West Monroe in the regionals a couple of years ago, and then they were quarterfinals teams. And they're used to going out to Sulphur and doing something. Of course, 2020 they were on track to be one of the top teams, but COVID, you know what happened.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's a special resume right there, if you will. It's pretty impressive. Couple quarterfinal trips, regionals, maybe the only little hiccup. That we see in 2018, and bounce right back and win the state championship in 2019.
And you talk about the teams they lose to, and are playing, and that's Barb and West Monroe, and those are the 2-3 teams in the state once again. And so, when they lose to good teams.
Right.
They don't lose to the bad teams usually.
That's what the good teams do. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and then you battle the teams as much as you can.
And so Jackson still on the mound and will face Melanson, the designated player, and that was a ball for the first pitch up high. So 1 ball, no strikes. And frames it but doesn't get it. Smith was doing a good job framing it earlier, but she framed it for him, didn't get it that time, 2-0.
That one looked like it split the plate. Must have been a little low.
And a swing and a miss. So there's the first strike. To number 25, Mallory Melanson, the designated player today. Dunham at pitcher, not batting in the lineup. 2-1, and that's high and inside. So 3-1. You've seen Jackson get behind some pitchers and several balls out here. She's kind of missing the plate a little bit in the last couple innings.
Yeah, a little more up out of the zone. I like the way she tries to command the inside part of that plate, which makes it very difficult on the hitters. But you start losing that thing up out of the zone.
And there's a swing and a miss at a pitch high in the zone as well, but chased that one, and so the count is now full, 3-2.
Yeah, and you'll typically see more swings at those. When you're around the strike zone early in the count, then you can expand it and you'll get some better swings at those.
And so the 3-2 pitch coming. A.J. Jackson, swing and a miss at another high pitch. Probably ball 4, and there's a strikeout. And so Melanson strikes out for the first out. Now we go to the top of the lineup for Dutchtown, and that'll be Bessonette and Jones. So Caitlin Bessonette coming up to the plate with 1 out. And there's a foul ball out of play behind home plate. So no balls and 1 strike, so she gets ahead of the leadoff hitter here for Dutchtown. Very, very nip and tuck, very close game out here. Very evenly matched so far here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And there's a foul ball out of play.
Yeah, it's getting to crunch time here. I mean, obviously you don't want to make any errors or have any mishaps, throughout the game. But once you get to crunch time here, last 6-9 outs or what have you, definitely want to concentrate on doing the things right.
0-2 and sets up outside, but way outside, and that's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if they can get her to chase it with 0-2 count. That's something we hadn't seen for a while. A.J. Jackson ahead on the count right there. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. So responding to that inning where she gave up a run with back-to-back strikeouts. So that's what a competitor does when faces adversity, comes back and trying to strike out the side.
Yeah, I mean, so it's so many times you see a pitcher, even a young pitcher, kind of crumble, maybe lose a little confidence, and let some crooked numbers pop up on that scoreboard. But Jackson's calmed down since she's given up that 1 run and really shut the Lady Griffins down.
And so Anna Jones, the left fielder, tried to slap one past third base. Unsuccessful, foul ball. 0-1 is the count. Dutchtown got a run in the 4th, trying to get more in the 5th, but 2 outs, nobody on. And there's a fly ball, sky high to short, third baseman taking it. And so Franklin will make the grab for the third out. And so we go to the sixth, 1-0. Dutchtown with the lead. We will take a break. You are watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
We head to the 6th inning, and the Dutchtown with the 1-0 lead, clinging to a lead on the top team in the state in 5A, Santamah, and a couple innings away from pulling off a major upset victory.
Yeah, we've seen a really strong performance by Sydney Dunham, especially. I mean, I hate to harp on it, but being a freshman in a situation like this, I mean, the success that she's had through 5 innings is just, I mean, it's paramount for confidence for a freshman.
And she'll face a senior right here, Shelby Whittington. There's a strike, gets ahead of another hitter. That's what she's been doing since that first inning. She had a little struggles in that first or second inning, but since then she's gotten that zone. 0-1 pitch, now 1-1, as it is low and outside. So we're going to see Whittington, Zeller, and Smith in the top of the 6th. And there's a fly ball. That's going to be trouble. And can't get to it, and it goes in the gap. And so that's going to be a leadoff double for Shelby Whittington. So the senior comes through with a clean hit deep in the gap.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. We see Dunham get that ball up in the zone just a little bit, and Whittington put a charge into it. Didn't try to pull it. Led with the hands, barreled that ball up, rode it out in that left center gap for a double.
Bessonette was close to it. Would have been a spectacular catch if she would have made it, but we're going to see a pinch runner here. So a courtesy runner coming in, number 25. That's Katarina Byers. Remember her from basketball season. So she will run at second base for Whittington. Now Mary Beth Zeller, a freshman, number 3, second baseman, with a runner in scoring position. This is Santamah's best opportunity so far with a leadoff hitter on second with nobody out. Now we'll see what Dunham can do. As they're setting up for the bunt, possibly trying to center to third. That's what the corners are looking at. Corners playing in very tight, but there's a ball. 1-0. And so now Zeller will talk it over with Coach Amy Petrie. And so they'll have a little bit of a discussion. And so Zeller has 3 sacrifices on the season. And so as a freshman hitter, probably her job is to get the runner to third. And she pulls back and takes a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes. So now all of a sudden a little bit of adversity here for Dunham. She's got to settle down and get back in the zone here. Not get runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, don't try to do too much right here. Just make sure you can get an out.
And there's a strike, so she gets back on track. 6 outs away, but that seems like a million years from now right here with a runner on second and nobody out. And squares around again, and that's going to be outside. So now 3-1. On deck, you got Sophie Smith. She's got a couple of sacrifices if they can get the runner on at first. 3-1 to Zeller. Takes ball. No, there's a strike. That late call.
Got you again.
That late call. I thought for sure. Every time I think he's not going to call it, he calls it. I thought she was getting ready to go to first base. Full count. And there's a ground ball to short and a quick throw and the first out. So good job, Hood to Womack. And so they're able to erase the threat of a sacrifice to third and get the out.
Yeah, good job right there coming back by Dunham. Got behind in the count. Didn't want to get too tricky right there. Don't want to, let the Santa Maria Lady Gators switch places.
Got down 3-1. Then the freshman came back and got the out. And what do we have here?
Timeout, I think.
Okay.
I think Sophie called a timeout before.
That's possible. So now Dutchtown has Hood and Sanji and Womack and everybody will talk it over with the pitchers while Coach Insminger has a little discussion with the umpire, wants to get a little clarification. Seems like she's satisfied.
Maybe an illegal pitch.
So they do call an illegal pitch again. That's her second one of the day. So 1 ball and no strikes. Don't want to be behind in a situation like this where you have the possibility of a sacrifice right here. Not sure if she's going to do that or swing away here. We'll have to see. Not as much of a threat with 1 out as it is with nobody out. And there's a strike called. It's a sacrifice to third for a second out. Sacrifice fly won't get the run in. So strike called, 1-1. And there's a line drive foul. Made very good contact. Just pulled it foul. And so now she's behind 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like Dunham took a little bit off of that pitch there and got Smith way out in front. Got the barrel to it, but just a little bit too far out in front of that plate.
If she can get Smith out, she would have to face Carmen Dixon with 2 outs here. More discussion. Maybe discussing her actions on the mound. She's already been guilty of a couple of illegal pitches. That might be what some of the Santa Maria coaches are trying to point out. Looks like we're settled. And so another illegal pitch. And so count will move to 2-2. And a pitch high. Ball. So the count is now full. You hate to see that. A couple of illegal pitches like that, and then you fall behind on you didn't even get the opportunity to pitch right there.
Right.
And there's a line drive. The third grabbed, and a quick throw to first, and an out.
Wow.
Oh, Maddie Mitchell maybe just saved the day for Dutchtown. As she tosses it over to Womack.
What a play.
I tell you what, that's great reflexes right there.
Great. That's why she's there. That's why she's at third base. Quick feet, quick hands. You know that ball's going to be hot off the bat when it's coming your way.
4-year starter, that's why.
Great play at third base right there.
And now Dixon. And the strike called. Dutchtown now 4 outs away from pulling off an improbable win here. Oh, 1. Strike called. 0-2. So now Dixon in the hole, 0-2. Dutchtown 1 pitch away from getting out of the 6th and keeping Santa Maria scoreless. But a runner on second, that's very dangerous. And there's a ground ball slowly hit. They're going to have to hurry, and she can't get it fast enough. Would have been a really hard play from Mitchell. And so the runner is safe on the infield hit. And runners on the corners with 2 outs. And we're going to see Arilee Bean come up the bat.
Yeah, good ball all the way around there. I mean, Dixon 0-2 down in the count. You just thought to protect the plate, right? You don't want to strike out. Gets the bat on the ball there. Hustles down to first base. Good play by Maddie Mitchell at third, but I mean, just never a shot there. The ball wasn't hit hard enough.
Right. So the run will definitely score if they get a base hit here, and the runner goes over to second, kind of baiting the catcher to throw it to second. Sanji doesn't bite, goes back to third. Everybody's safe. So now a base hit will score 2 and give Santa Maria the lead. So now this is really dangerous territory.
Yeah, Griffin's played that well. I mean, you go over that in practice a lot. We see the the runner try to bait you there at second, give him a little pump fake. Second, act like you're going to throw it. Maybe you'll get a break from the runner at third base, but everybody held true. Good play all the way around.
The only thing, though, now Dutchtown's lead is hanging on by a thread because base hit will give Santa Maria the lead. 1-1. Grounder to short. Throw to first. Out. They get through it. 6 innings. No runs scored for the Lady Gators. Dutchtown 3 outs away from the win. 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And so we will keep it here for the bottom of the 6th inning, and we'll talk about Dutchtown now with their recent history with Coach Nancy Insminger, who's been here for 15 years. She made the finals back in 2015, lost to Sam Houston. That was a special year for Ascension Parish, as all 4 teams made it, or all 3 teams made it to the semifinals. But then you go to 2016, they lost in bi-district, made it to regionals in 2017. Then they had 2018 where they played the bi-district and played Santa Maria, lost in the playoffs. 2019 they lost in bi-district to Sulphur, and last season shut down. Looking to make the playoffs most likely again this season.
Yeah,
they've been struggling a little bit, though.
A little bit, but again, it stands out. I mean, if you see, the consecutive years, 16, 17, 18, 19, always in the playoffs, in the playoffs. And if you look back at 18 and 19, you lose to Santa Maria was, I'm sure, number 1 or 2, and Sulphur as well. 2 great teams, just got a bad draw. But that's why you want to try to put a little bit, better season together to where when you get to the playoffs, you don't have to face those higher seeds right away.
They, right now, at 19, a win right here would just shoot them up the power rankings, though, and that would give them a good position. As fly ball, first pitch, deep and over the head, and looks like extra bases for Maddie Mitchell, as she made that incredible play at third base at the top of the inning. Now in the bottom of the inning, leads off with a double.
Yeah, a couple hits for Maddie now. Seeing the ball well, third time through the lineup, she got a pitch up in the zone she loves. She got a barrel to that ball right over the outstretched glove of Lauren Crochet out there in left field.
Now it's interesting because you got the cleanup hitter Sanji coming up. You might want to sacrifice over to third, but you don't want to give up your cleanup hitter either.
Yeah, I would think she'd be swinging away here.
Most likely so. And there's a shot, base hit, and the runner's going to move to third. And they're just jumping all over Jackson this inning. 2 pitches and 2 clean base hits. And so Sanji will go to first, and we'll probably see Esri coming in to run for her. And now an insurance run at third base in Mitchell.
Yeah, we see both Mitchell and Sanji ambush that first pitch. Got something they saw that they liked and didn't miss it. Good job by Mitchell base running right there. Wasn't quite sure if that ball was going to get through, so she froze a little bit. You know you're not probably going to score on that. Worst thing possible is you get doubled up. So she kind of froze, made sure it was through, and then advanced to third base.
And this is the part of the lineup that got to Santa Maria and pitcher A.J. Jackson a couple of innings ago. This is where you scored the runs. This is where you got the base hits. And this part of the lineup coming up clutch again, as you see Maddie Mitchell, the senior, Ren Sanji, the junior. Now you got Cassidy Hood coming up, another senior player. And the seniors probably tired of losing to Sandoval. This is their chance to get a shocking victory here, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Yeah, they are. They're in good position to get a little insurance right here, and with the Lady Gators coming up in the top half of the 7th, they're going to have 9-1-2, so they're going to have at least 2 hitters see Dunham for the 4th time.
And you're going to see one of those 2 hitters who could tie the game up in one swing. That's why this second run is so important, if they can get it. No outs, 1st and 3rd. And there's one to the fence, and Essery's able to go over to 2nd, but the runner, Mitchell, stays at 3rd. So wild pitch gets the runner to 2nd, 1 ball, no strikes, and now first base is open. You got the number 6 hitter, Alicia Russell, on deck. Wonder if this changes anything. If he can get the force at home, or if they try to walk.
Well, we've seen Cassidy's got 2 hits on the day for sure. I wonder if they're going to.
Looks like they're going at her. A little high, though. 2 balls and no strikes.
Base open, maybe try to pitch a little careful.
Yeah.
Put themselves in a double play position.
Alicia Russell is a junior, the right fielder for the Lady Griffins. She's on deck. 2-0 to Hood. Ball inside. Still giving her pitches that she could chase around the strike zone. Not taking, though. 3-0 now the count. 1 pitch away from loading the bases with nobody out. And there's a ball high. You're not going to intentionally walk her, but you probably, as they nearly got Essery napping. Only thing is the shortstop, Kramer, didn't beat her to the bag. If they would have been paying attention, they would have had Essery out at 2nd base. So that was dangerous right there.
Yeah, that's a good, mature experience at bat by Hood right there. Kind of has an idea what they're trying to do to her, try to maybe get her chase something out of the zone, but never flinched once and takes the walk.
And a swing and a miss from Russell. The walk loads the bases, but now you got to force it home. And the double play ball comes into effect. But the infield playing in, probably not looking for the double play. They're probably coming straight home with anything hitting the infield. 0-1. Frames it, doesn't get it. 1-1.
You had to pause there because when he freezes like that, he usually comes up with the strike call.
Womack is on deck. We'll see what Russell can do right here. And there's a ball.
A little tight.
2-1. Ever since she's kind of lost the strike zone, she hadn't been getting that inside corner like she had been. So 2-1 is the count to Russell. Foul ball to the fence. So 2-2.
Good pitch right there by Jackson.
Yeah, she's a competitor.
She is. 2-1 is so easy to try to just throw that ball in the outside corner and make sure you get a strike. But, even with that pitch is being competitive, something on the inside half.
She's fearless as she's started all but 1 game for the Lady Gators. So she's faced some tough opponents. So she's not afraid, and she gets the strikeout. So now in her 21st start of the season at pitcher. And like we said, she's faced some of the best teams in the state. And so she's been in tough spots already. And she strikes out Russell. Now Womack and Bennett come to the plate. And there's a strike. And all of a sudden she's zoning right now.
Yeah, you see Womack's reaction there. That's one she'd like to have back.
Shortstop moving back a little bit, maybe looking for a double play ball. Again, force it home. Now the ball inside. Still not getting that inside corner now. Although she has been a little more consistent finding the plate. 1-0 Dutchtown, trying to expand the lead with an insurance run. And that's a strike, no doubt about it.
That's a good pitch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just paints the outside corner right there after you move the feet with the pitch on the inner half.
Beautiful. And 1-2. Oh, she pulls the trigger and out. It's caught looking. So Womack strikes out, and now it's up to Riley Bennett. I tell you what, if you can load the bases and then strike out the side, that's a sophomore right there who's got a chance to get out this inning and give her team a chance to come back in the 7th. Now she's finding that zone. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Got a nice little groove out there. Found a little spot she feels comfortable going to.
0-1 pitch. There's a shot, and it's going to fall, and Dutchtown gets another run, and they're going to get a third run. Oh, that close to getting out of the inning, but the center fielder drops it on the ground. Bean had it in her hands, but just that would have been a tough play. Almost made the spectacular diving catch, and just like that, Dutchtown scores 2 runs, and they're up 3-0.
Super effort by Bean out there in center field. I mean, it's do or die. You know, second out, we're going to not take a look at it again, but inner glove, and when she makes contact with the ground, comes out, and with 2 outs, all the Lady Griffins are running, so 2 runs end up scoring.
And so now with the runners advancing, Bennett is able to get to second base, and Hood will be at third. So another base hit could score a couple of runs here. This is Melanson, the designated player for the Lady Griffins. And a foul to the fence.
Don't take anything away from Riley Bennett. I mean, she just watched 2 of her teammates strike out with the bases loaded with no outs and 1 out. She knows it's up to her. She's got to put the ball in play, and that's exactly what she did and made something happen.
It looked like Jackson was confident was going to get out that inning, but she just could not. That close, though. And there's a foul ball out of play. After she loaded the bases, though, it looked like she kind of just stepped up and got herself where she needed to be and was that close. And a ball that could have been caught would have been an acrobatic play. Bean got her hands on it, but could not come up with it.
Yeah.
That close to getting out of that inning.
And Jackson made a good pitch and got her off the hands.
1-2 pitch. Foul ball. Just barely made contact.
Yeah, but, Riley Bennett, I mean, good job all the way around. AJ makes a good pitch right where she wants to and gets it off the hands, and Riley just fists it down into just out of the reach of Bean in center field.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So she does get 3 strikeouts, but gave up 2 more runs, and Dutchtown has some insurance going into the 7th inning. So it's 3-0 Griffins leading over the Lady Gators. We'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
So Dutchtown 3 outs from the upset victory. 3-0 over Sandomal. And the freshman pitcher, Sydney Dunham, 6 scoreless innings against the top team in 5A, maybe the best team in the state of Louisiana, the Sandomal Lady Gators. And she's going to see 9-1-2. And so that's going to be Landash, and then Jackson and Franklin. And with Jackson coming up second, those insurance runs are so important because she can knock it out the park and tie the game at 1-1. Now, even if Landash, reaches, they still got a couple of insurance runs to deal with here.
Yeah, and we've seen, Franklin's got 2 hits on the day. She's hit the ball hard twice, and Jackson's hit the ball hard all 3 times.
This is an important batter right here, Samantha Landash, freshman. She came in for a crochet a couple of innings ago. Pinch hit, saw one pitch, grounded out to short. Three outs away. There's a strike called. Dunham, you just got to be impressed with the freshman. She knows what she's facing out there. Strike called again. And so it's 0-2.
Yeah, if you're Lady Gators right here, you really want that first runner to get on. Need Landash to find a way to get on base here. And if you're Dunham, in the circle there, you got to find a way to keep Landash off the bag.
Tried to get her to chase that outside pitch, did not. 1-2. And there's a ground ball to short, throw to first, got it. And so Hood to Womack, and Hood, you can't say enough about the game she's had on defense.
Unbelievable. I think she did make one play, and that was like a diving play that most shortstops don't even get to, but she's been super solid over there.
So 2 outs away from upsetting the top team in the state. And there's the first pitch to Jackson, ball outside. Coach Insminger's been here for 15 years, and she's won a lot of games, and she's won a lot of postseason games. This will be one of the biggest wins she's ever had. Grounded to the pitcher. Can he get it fast? She beat it out. She definitely beat that one out just by inches. Oh, boy. Dunham had a shot at getting her, too, so she just picked it up a little quicker, but, yes, beat it out by just an eyelash.
Yep, safe. Good job of hustle right there by Jackson. That's easy time right there to shut it down. You hit a ball back to the pitcher in the circle there. It should be like an easy out, but, hey, bust it down the line, try to make something happen, and just beat the throw.
And so Franklin is the batter, and she's had a nice game here so far today. Allie EATEL at first base, courtesy runner. Foul out of play. So EATEL at first after the infield hit by Jackson. Dutchtown still 2 outs away. But yes, this will be one of the best regular season wins for Insminger if she can get it. Foul out of play again. But you're facing now 2 and 3 for sure. Unless you get a double play. 0-2. No, I was saying ball. I was like, what the heck was that? No, that was not a strike. I'll tell you what. That wasn't even close. 1-2. I don't know what I was thinking. And there's a drive to deep left. That might be off the scoreboard, I think, and that might be a home run. It is. She crushed that. It hit the Coca-Cola advertisement, and it's 3-2. She just destroyed that pitch.
Yeah, it was hit hard. That didn't elevate very much, but just on an absolute rope to left field off the scoreboard for a 2-run home run. But again, how important was it getting that first hitter out?
Right. And they were that close to getting Jackson out. That could have been potentially a solo shot right there. But now those insurance runs are so big, and now you got 3 and 4, the seniors, Kramer and Whittington. And they are not going to go down without a fight.
They've been in these situations plenty of times throughout their years here. They're gonna know how to handle situations and try to get that runner on base and at least tie this game up and give them some extra life.
So now you got a freshman facing senior on the number 1 team with a shot at an upset victory on the line here. And if Dunham can get them out, she's earned it. 3-2. Let's see how she responds. There with the ball outside. We'll see if she gets in, if she's rattled at all after giving up that home run. And there's a strike on that outside corner, so she evens up the count at 1-1. So Julia Kramer, she only has 1 home run on the season. 3 home runs. That was Alex Franklin's 6th home run of the season.
That's a freshman that you're going to see for a long time, I can tell you that.
And there's a drive to the gap for extra bases. And now the tying run is at second. Seniors, that's what they do. They come in the clutch and do what they do. Shelby Whittington now, the other senior, coming up to bat.
Yeah, I mean, that's Kramer's 3rd hit on the night, so she's seen the ball very well tonight. Again, the pitch prior to that, fastball outside for a strike, so she's seen it out there. Dunham tries to go out there one more time, and Kramer makes her pay with a double in the gap.
Substitution, Mackenzie Elisar is going to run for Kramer. Now Whittington is up, and you got first base open. What do you do here?
You don't want to put the winning run on, but you don't want to, I mean, you kind of want to pitch carefully, I guess.
And you got a freshman on deck. Don't know if that plays into the equation. Freshman just knocked it out the park.
Yeah, it's not on this team.
Runner on second, ball outside. So Whittington, 406 hitter, has 3 homers on the season.
She's 1 for 3 today with a double her last at bat.
Ball high, 2-0. Dutchtown so close. Led 3-0 in the top of the 7th, now 3-2. And there's a drive to deep right center, and it's going to go to the gap, and this game is tied on a stand-up double. Had first base open, chose to pitch, and now we have a tie game.
Yep, looked like Whittington was a little out front on that ball. Again, up in the zone, got it off the end. Kind of hit a little dead shot out there in the right center gap.
I don't know what woke.
Good for another RBI.
I don't know what woke Santa Ma up, but possibly you had that ground ball from Jackson that went to the pitcher. Dunham just had a little bit of trouble picking up the ball and beat out that play by just inches, and that was potentially the second out of the inning. Dutchtown was that close to having 2 outs and nobody on base.
Yep.
And now it's a tie game. That's
right.
that's softball. That's baseball. That's a game of inches like that.
That's hustle. That's pure D hustle by Jackson to beat that ball out at first base.
And it might make a difference in this ball game, as you see Zeller, the freshman, now up to the plate with 1 out, and takes a ball. Another ball. You know Dunham's got to be a little bit rattled here. She had a chance at a victory here, and now the seniors have come through and kind of taken over, and she's just a freshman.
Yeah.
But you got to just tip your hat to her so far here today. 6 shutout innings against the number 1 team in the state.
100%. I mean, when you're facing the number 1 team in the state for the 4th time through the lineup, you have to expect they're going to make some adjustments, and they've done so far this time around.
So 2-1 is the count to Zeller. Santa Ma's second baseman. And there's a pitch outside, 3-1. So now you see the pitcher on the Dutchtown side not getting the calls. Once they lose their consistency, they kind of lose those corners. And there's a fly ball in play. Can't get to it. And so count is full. Dutchtown still has a chance to get out this inning with just a tie score. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up on deck, you got Sophie Smith, Carmen Dixon up after that. So you get into the bottom of the lineup for the Lady Gators. And the 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4.
Not bad. I mean, if you're Dunham here, hey, shake that off. Still a tie ball game. We're not losing right here. Get yourself a couple outs, get your team back in the dugout with a chance to win. And then if you're Santa Maria, looking for another big hit. I mean, you've only got 1 out. You need somebody to step up and hit a ball in the gap or squeak something to the infield here.
But you got another senior coming up. Sophie Smith, catcher. And first pitch, strike called. So good job getting ahead after giving up, I believe that was 5 base runners in a row so far. And that's driven to left field, and that is gone. And that's a home run for Santa Maria, and they take the lead. Oh, boy, that is some clutch playing right there from the seniors. As Sophie Smith with the home run. Her 4th home run of the season, and now it's 6-3.
Again, I mean, it's so tough if you're in that circle and have to face a team of the caliber of the Santa Maria Lady Gators at 4 times through the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, they're going to break loose.
And after Franklin hit the home run and it was 3-2, you still had a situation where you still got the bases empty as Insminger going to talk to her pitcher. And it looks like we're going to have a replacement as Madison West is coming in. And so you just gotta love the performance from Dunham today. I mean, she just came so close to getting a statement win for this team.
Yeah, great job. I mean, that is just huge. And I mean, like we said, she's a freshman. How much experience did she gain today?
We're going to see a lot from her.
You cannot take anything away from her. She pitched her heart out, and the wheels kind of fell off here at the end. But a team like Santa Maria is going to be tough to hold at bay for that long.
And when it got to 3-2. Alex Franklin hit that home run, freshman player, line drive home run. Bases were empty, and then she faced senior, freshman, senior. Senior double, freshman walk, senior home run.
Yeah.
That's seniors.
I mean, we talk about the experience here, and, the seniors, they've been playing in these type of ball games pretty much their whole career. I mean, they're used to the 2-1 ball games. They're used to the last inning heroics and things like that, and those are the players that you see step up here today.
But again, they were just a whisker away from 2 outs and nobody on. And from that, the moment that Dunham kind of lost track of the ball and threw it late, Santa Maria just stepped on the gas and just put it in motion.
I haven't let off yet.
And so now we're going to see Dixon. And she'll take her base. So, hit by pitcher. And now Bean will come up. And so Bean, a sophomore, Dixon, the runner at first, is a junior. So now you got Bean coming up, followed by Landesh. So they're about to go around in the batting order. And first pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. 6 runs in the top of the 7th. 2 homers.
Homers don't hurt unless you have people on base. I mean, a 2-run homer and a 3-run homer, those are the difference makers.
And a foul. To the fence. No balls, 2 strikes. Win or lose, Dutchtown did make a statement that they're having a tough season, things haven't gone their way most of the season. They got some young freshman pitchers, but they're not afraid. They stood toe-to-toe with this team for 6 innings so far, and, of course, they get a chance to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Bouncer foul. Count remains 1-2, 1 out. But they got to stop the damage right here, as hitters 1 through 7 in the lineup have all reached base this inning.
Yeah, it's contagious. Once you get a little roll going,
swing and a miss, and they put out the fire, throw to first. Not going to happen. So strikeout to Everly Bean. So 2 outs. And Santa Ma's batted around now as Samantha Landash comes up, the number 9 hitter. And first pitch, strike called on that outside corner. So Madison West has come in throwing strikes. And that one's a little low. She did hit the first batter on the first pitch, but after that she's been throwing strikes. 1-1 to count, 2 outs. And we're going to get another illegal pitch. So that'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So freshman off the rubber again. It is a good sign for Dutchtown. They got these freshman pitchers who are scrappy and good and young. They got a future with these guys.
For sure. And I mean, I hate to keep saying on it, but I mean, or touching on it, but this is nothing but experience for these young pitchers.
Swing and a miss, and the runner goes to second, and the tag, and got him. Got her at second base. So Dixon is out. And so we go to the bottom of the 7th, but Santa Ma doing what they do in the clutch, taking the lead, 6 runs, 2 home runs in that inning. And so now it's 6-3, and we got another game tomorrow. We talked about this earlier in the broadcast, but there's going to be another live stream on YouTube, and this game will also be on EATEL as our game of the week coming up. So tomorrow, Mike and I are going to go out to East Ascension, so we'll get our first look at EA baseball, and they're going to be taking on Catholic High. That's going to be a tough one right there, but EA having a good season as well, so that's going to be a fun one to watch. Then you got EA and Dutchtown, and they're having great seasons as well. Then you got Dutchtown at Santa Ma, EA at Santa Ma, and then we got the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun stretch run out here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always great when we get to district towards the end of the season. You know, everybody's trying to make that last push to try to get some power points going into the playoffs, trying to get their seeds upgraded there at the end so they can get some good matchups early. So, you know, that baseball at the end here is always going to be exciting.
So we'll be ready for that as we move on to baseball. And so we head to the bottom of the 7th. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller with you. And if there's one good thing for Dutchtown here, it's that they're going to be getting the top of their lineup to face A.J. Jackson here in the 7th. The damage has been coming from their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Mitchell, Sanji, and Hood. So if maybe one of these 2 girls at the top of the lineup, Bessonette or Jones, can reach base, Dutchtown might be able to do something here because they have been able to get to Jackson in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what you want. That's why you hit first, second, and third. You want to be the table setters. Get up there for your, third, fourth, and fifth hitters. Try to let them knock you in and pick up some RBIs.
So we'll see if Bessonette can do some damage here. First pitch, outside, 1 ball. For a while there, Jackson was having trouble finding the strike zone, but she found it in the bottom of the 6th after she gave up a couple of base runners. Second pitch, ball, 2-0. Some baseball action today over here at Dutchtown. Dutchtown boys lost to Hahnville today by a score of 5-4 in 8 innings. So All now 3-0.
Tough one for the Griffins.
Right.
Across the way there. I mean, they big win Saturday, 2-1 over the third-ranked Walker High School team, and then come back and lose, drop one to Hahnville.
Right. Dutchtown has won some big games and moved up in the power rankings big time as the leadoff hitter, Bessonette, reaches on 4 pitches. So that's what you want right there. Now you're going to get Jones coming up and Mitchell, Sanji, and Hood coming up right after that.
Exactly what you want from Bessonette right there. Put together, good at bat, find a way to get on first base.
So now here is Anna Jones, the left fielder. Senior. Let's see what the senior can do on the Dutchtown side. Takes a strike.
Well, we've seen Jackson kind of buckle down every time she's gotten into some sort of jam.
0-1. And there's a fly to deep left, in play and caught. Nice catch there by the left fielder for the first out. I believe that's Slandesh. You see a nice catch, nice running grab there by Santa Moss left fielder. So you got now you're set up with the batters you want to see here with 1 out and 1 runner on base. And inside, trying to encourage the umpire to think that ball was a little more inside than it was, and got the ball.
I'm thinking Jackson may be a little tired of Mitchell straightening out a couple of those fastballs she's been throwing. Try to move her feet a little bit.
And a swing and a miss. So Maddie Mitchell, he's the one that you want up in this type of situation. 1-1. And there's a drive to right. Deep, but in play, and it's caught by the right fielder, Dixon. And how this game has turned. Looked like Dutchtown was in a position to pull off the victory. Now Santa Maria 1 out away from a win.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flags there. They're blowing dead in from right field there, and I thought Maddie hit that ball a little harder than she did. She may have got jammed just a little bit, but wind held that thing up right on the warning track out there for out number 2.
So Sanji's got to keep it alive. She's a junior. The catcher. Strike called. 0-1. Bessonette at first. You've seen Sanji get some hits out here today. Out of play. 1 strike away. 0-2 is the count. A win would move Santa Maria to 20-2. 20 wins this early in the season. Dutchtown with a loss would fall to 9-12, but still a chance. And there's a line drive to second, grabbed by the second baseman as Zeller grabs it, and Santa Maria comes back with 6 runs in the top of the 7th to defeat Dutchtown by a score of 6-3. So great job by Santa Maria. We'll take a short break and wrap everything up. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Raising Cane's in Prairieville, the official chicken of the Dutchtown Griffins. Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Ross Downing GMC, for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program.
Looked like we were going to see an upset out here. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller with you. As Dutchtown had the 3-0 lead on the number 1 team in the state, Santa Maria, but then Santa Maria just exploded. They got that one break on that ground ball to the pitcher, and then the floodgates opened. You gave them that 1 inch, and they just owned that final inning with 6 runs, and they win by a score of 6-3, Mike.
Yeah, just a great game all the way around. I mean, absolutely flawless through 6 innings from both sides, from the Lady Gators and the Lady Griffins. And then, I mean, we kept looking for it. We were expecting it. We looked down the the stat sheet and see all these stout batting averages and big home runs and RBIs from the Lady Gators, and we finally saw them bust loose in the 7th inning there.
So that's what the good championship level teams do. They find a way to win. They take advantage of the small errors and they win. And that's what you saw here, Santa Maria. But Dutchtown, that's got to be positive for them, because they didn't expect to be here perhaps that deep. As you see the Santa Maria Gators and the Lady Gators seniors, and those are the ones that did it right there. And so tip of the hat to all of those. You see them again. That's Shelby Whittington, Julia Kramer, Coach Petrie, Sophie Smith, and Kaylee Parker. And you saw the double from Whittington, you saw the double from Kramer, and then Petrie, the fourth one to the right. She crushed that home run, just knocked it a mile, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, Sophie Smith got a pitch she liked and just kind of validated that effort for the Lady Gators in the top of the 7th there. But again, I mean, great effort by the Lady Griffins, just absolutely flawless through 6 innings. Got to keep their head up. Got to take some stuff positive out of that, because that was a very well played ball game.
And that's going to wrap it up for our broadcast here tonight. But we'll be here tomorrow. We're not going to be here. We're going to be in Gonzales. We're going to go over to East Ascension for some baseball. So our first look at EA this year, also our first look at Catholic. And so Catholic at EA, that's going to be our game of the week tomorrow. Also live streaming, and also will be replayed on EATEL. So you got 2 games, and if that one's as good as the one we had here tonight, then we're going to have some quality programming on EATEL this week. I can tell you that. So thanks a lot, Mike, and I'll see you tomorrow. And that'll do it for me. I'm Jeff Porsche, and thanks to everybody for the great shots, great direction, everything. Thanks to Lau Boudreau, our producer, with all the updates and all the critical information that we need. So that'll do it. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow. You've been watching the EATEL Game of the Week.